I once heard that your strongest love language is often the one you didn't fully receive as a child. That hit me. We just made it to Aruba and we're so excited. Can't wait to get in the ocean and feel the sun on my skin. So far it's been a little bit humid, which is perfect because it's been so dry in New York and I'm so excited. Where are we?
Aruba!
Let's go! Wow. The water is literally the bluest I've ever seen in my life. For years, I've known that physical touch and quality time are what makes me feel most connected, but looking back, I realize maybe those weren't exactly my parents' ways of expressing their love for me. We had plenty of family outings, traveling, eating out, making memories, and of course, there were hugs and kisses and affection. But what I craved was something deeper. The kind of time where someone sits with you, looks into your eyes and says, "How are you really?" And that's not to say my parents weren't incredible. They were, and they gave everything they could in the ways that they knew how. But as I've grown, I've realized something. That even when I'm surrounded by love, even in the healthiest relationships, even with my best friend and husband by my side, I still feel lonely sometimes. So what is that? And why does it happen? We assume loneliness comes from being physically alone, but have you ever been in a room full of people and still felt completely disconnected? Have you ever had someone you love right next to you, but for some reason, it felt like they were a million miles away? And I've realized loneliness isn't just about the absence of people, it's about the absence of deep connection, not just with others, but with yourself. We all have different ways of receiving and giving affection. Our past relationships, childhood, and wounds shape what makes us feel seen. So when those needs go unnoticed, even in relationships that are full of care, we can still feel that little ache. For me, I've always wanted someone to see me, to sit with me, to really hear me. Not just the surface level, how was your day, but the how is your heart. And yet, even when I have that, I sometimes still feel a quiet emptiness. We are going to dinner. It's our second last day here in Aruba, full day. And look at this beautiful man. This is our Airbnb. It's so cute. Most beautiful pool. And I've come to realize that emptiness isn't asking for someone else to fill it. It's asking for me to meet myself. Loneliness creeps in when we abandon ourselves, when we're surrounded by people but not fully present, when we're waiting for external love to validate what's already within us, when we let our minds convince us that we're separate, disconnected, unseen. But the truth is, we are never alone. Even when I find myself feeling distant, even from the people I adore, I remind myself, where am I not present with my own heart? Because real connection starts there. It starts with listening to yourself the way you want to be listened to. It starts with understanding your own needs before expecting someone else to. And this doesn't mean we don't need relationships. We do. We're wired for connection, but no amount of external love can replace the connection we must cultivate within. Because when we learn to sit with ourselves, to be present with our thoughts, to nurture our own hearts, that's when true connection flows effortlessly. Because when you meet yourself fully, you'll start to notice you were never truly alone to begin with.